Dear friends, I would like to welcome you to one more episode on Imagine Heritage Vidcasts about the European heritage. Today, I have the honor to present to you Ms Oana Zaharia and have a great discussion about particularly the Romanian heritage, the prospects of the Romanian heritage, the future, and why not the connection of the Romanian heritage with the broader European context. Oana Zaharia began working as a general manager at the National Heritage Institute of Romania from 2022. She graduated from Bucharest's Romanian American University with a degree in economics, specializing in managerial informatics. From 2017 until 2020, she worked as the General Director of the Municipality of Bucharest's Administration of Monuments and Tourist Heritage. During her mandate, she contributed to the protection, conservation, restoration, promotion of status in the administration. And moreover, she gave special importance to the promotion of cultural heritage and heritage education through programs and impact projects at national and international level. Subsequently, she served as the president of the County Council of Constanta's personal cultural advisor. She's already a PhD student at the University of Arts of Bucharest, starting from September 2021. She has been working on the theme restoration of historic sites in Dobrogea between 1950 and 1977 under the supervision of Vice President of the Romanian Academy, the Honorable Razvan Teodorescu. So, from this point of view, I think that we are ready to start our discussion. Ms. Zaharia, welcome for one more time.
And hello,
the floor
thank you
yours.
very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure and an honor to discuss with you. So thank you for this wonderful presentation you made.
My honor, my honor. I would like, first of all, to start and ask from you, sharing with us a few words about your engagement with the heritage, the main motivation, and what attracts you to be on this field and fascinated you.
So let's say that I'm a kind of particular case in the heritage field, as I worked and in public administration, as I was I worked in private sector for like 15 years in construction area, so something a little bit different. And then since 2017. I joined the heritage sector, and I was the general director of the Monuments Administration and Touristic Heritage at the municipality of Bucharest. So practically, I was in charge with the monuments of Bucharest and with the touristic side of the cultural tourism, if you want, in Bucharest. And then since 2022, I joined the National Institute of Heritage as an interim manager. And since then, I'm here, and I'm happy to be here, even if the mission is a difficult one. And we are facing difficult times. So always, I'm sure that's not happening in Romania only, but everywhere, the cultural field faces troubles with budgets. So especially in these kind of times when we have all kind of problems. I mean, the pandemic, the war now at our door here, and the economical crisis and all this. So it's a difficult mandate, but it's a good challenge.
Yes, it's true that the period is very difficult, and especially for our field. But I would like to share with us more about the plan of your institute, and why not the projects and the programs that already you consider that are on the top highlights of your success, and how difficult it is to design a future strategy for your national heritage, especially in these difficult times. I mean, internationally, politically, economically, for the whole Europe.
Well, I think it's difficult because Well, let me tell you a little bit about the institute. So the institute is practically the main central body in under the authority of the Ministry of Culture, responsible with implementing public policies in cultural heritage in Romania. We also are the one which are charged with the activity of research, inventory, conservation, and enhancement of heritage, all kind of heritage, immovable and movable, intangible, even digital. And we are the one which are managing the inventories, the historical monument list, the national archaeological record, the national the national inventory of movable heritage, and the National Register of Intangible Heritage, and also kind of digital resources and repositories. So besides that, I think our main mission is that we are managing two important financing programs, which are the only one at the state level. And I'm talking here about National Program of Restoration and the National Monument Stamp financing program. So it's a difficult mission because, as I said before, the budgets are never enough. So we are facing an incredible request, if you want. So we are having a lot of funding requests from all over the country, and the budget is limited. However, I can say that 2024 has been a year, a very important one for our two national financing programs, and especially for the monument stamp, because until now the only funds allocated for this financing program were from collecting taxes, the specific tax for the monument stamp. And since last year, we also have a component which comes from the state budget. So we went from like I don't know, at maximum 10 million lei that we had for calls, to 460 million leis for this financing calls in different thematic calls on the program. So it's a kind we made history last year with this, but the real challenge comes now, because we need continuity. So we need that every year budget to sustain these programs, these contracts that we signed last year with a huge effort, because the public tenders are not that easy to do, and we, with the same human resource, we dealt this amount of money, and of course all the costs that we did last year. Also, in terms of vision, what I want when I'm here, it's important to find alternative financing sources, because in this troubled society, let's say, and in this troubled economical reality, we are forced to do that. And the main alternative for me, and I think for heritage, is public-private partnership in restoration, because I think is the only solution that can assure a restoration to many of historical buildings in state property in a in a in a time that it is not like, I don't know, hundreds of years in front. So this is what we are doing now together with the Ministry of Finance. And I hope we will be able to have a pilot project next year. It will be a moment that everything will change, because if that goes on well, and everything will be so, I don't know, for start it will be one a building which is state property, and we are requesting here the IFC guidance for this public-private partnership in the first step. But all we have after that, it will be that the property will remain the state one, so the building will still be public property. But all the costs with the restoration, with the administration, with the maintenance of the building, and will be in the private partner charge. And also, it will be a budget that the state will win through this partnership. So there are only good news if this goes on okay. And another thing that is very important for me as a vision for this mandate is the fact that in Romania we have like two categories of people which are interested in heritage. Ones that want to preserve it and restore it, but in the only key that it is a little bit extreme in preserving, and the opposite, which are the investors that don't want to keep the heritage, and I'm talking here more of built heritage. So I think our main mission is to be able to find the balance and to be the ones who are bringing in this equation the stability and the dialogue, and we have to succeed on keeping a common road on between these two, let's say, opposite parts that are very important for heritage. And this we implemented the program starting in 2024, the beginning of 2024. We name it Raw Hereditas. So through this program, what we want is to go all over the country in cities and to bring together to a dialogue table all the stakeholders involved in heritage life. So we go there and we are public sector, private sector, communities, NGOs, and we, I don't know, in a climate that is not especially very tense. So we try to keep it very relaxed. We discuss the problem that they face in all kind of activities that they have, and it has been very interesting to find out new things about what the problems regarding heritage the people face all over the country. When they want to enhance, when they want to restore, when they buy a building and they want to do something there, whenever they want to have economical activities in historical centers, in historical buildings, and all the things that they face, and they are very still determined to do what they wanted to do, but with a lot of issues and a lot of problems and a lot of things that they didn't know how to manage. These two things are very important in my vision for the mandate: the balance in this field, and this alternative financing source. And also, even if it may sound hilarious, we still have to struggle and to make the higher people in the state to understand the importance of culture and of heritage, which can bring stability, economical power, development, environmental stability and progress and all this. But we do have to do this. It's a work, it's a struggle to say these things that are actually, I don't know, obvious. So I will have these three pillars, if you want.
It sounds fantastic, and I think it's very grateful to give us this approach, because I have the impression, discussing with other friends all around Europe, that Romania has a progress on the heritage field the last years, and many people all around the Europe said that look, we have a good paradigm in Romania about a new kind of efforts that combine youth, civil society, and of course at the same time your strategy. Of course, the financial problem and generally what we call funding strategy, it's an obstacle. And I would like to ask you here, just because you mentioned about if the European funding or even the private funding could be a kind of solution for your strategy on one hand, and on the other hand, if this kind of new generation or the youth involvement of, new researchers, scientists, archaeologists, volunteers, is something very important for you, that a kind of, let's say, a machine that could support your work and your strategy?
Well, one by one, the European funding, of course, it is an important aspect, if you want, and we want to have as much as possible from this fund. The institute is not dealing with this European funds for restoration, for example. We have another institution under the coordination of Ministry of Culture, which deals with all this European funding for restoration. But I think it's very important to be there and to have the capacity to do that. And about the youth, of course, it's very important. And I also think in our institute that mentoring, it's a very important aspect. And I have a lot of young colleagues which are learning day by day, and I'm very proud of all of them. And my not so young colleagues are doing great job in this mentoring because I think it's very important to pass on the knowledge and all this. But also in Romania, well, I think it's a matter of people, of us, which are working in this field to succeed on bringing young people to the heritage field, because I don't know if everywhere is like this, but we have a very difficult problem with cultural education. So young people are not motivated to know, if you want, because the society isn't anymore giving the value to the knowledge of everyone. So we are having a different scale for values. So now young people, if they are not in the right place, and if they are not hearing about all the true values of our world, they are ignoring, if you want, or they are just not knowing. It's the same that we are always say that we are somehow obliged to protect and preserve our heritage, but it's very difficult to do that if you don't know about it. So the first step is the one related to education. And that's why we are trying to have a dialogue with the Minister of Education and to be able to establish some programs in order to bring young people to near heritage, to know about culture, to know about all sorts of culture, not only heritage. I mean, I do believe that if we combine all the forms of culture, art, music, poetry, heritage, and all this, is the best way to enhance it. So young people. Actually, in the last half of year, we receive a lot of requests at the institute from young people to come here and make to be volunteers. So, I love them here, and what's more impressive is the fact that they are not necessary bachelor of I don't know, history or architecture or archaeology or art or something. They are also lawyers and economists and and I think that's a good answer for us, that we did it somehow to make these people to be interested in heritage. And maybe our I think that the most important here is that starting this year, we decided to collaborate with music festivals. So for the first time, the institute was present this year to a very famous music festival in Romania, Electric Castle, and also to another one, which this one is near Cluj, and Nostalgia was in Constanța. So we went there, and we had people there, which I don't know. We had an exhibition with traditional costumes, and we had an exhibition about in Constanța, for example, about Constanța area and the multi-ethnicity of the area, and even people from the place were. Wow, we didn't know that about our homeland, if you want. So it has been something, and some traditional crafts also, which was very, very exciting for the people there, because they, of course, they know about this kind of crafts, but that they haven't got the chance to really do it. So it was very I mean, it was like a huge success for the institute, if I may call it this. Well, after that, young people, because it was like I don't know, like a flame on Facebook, on Instagram, and all these social media networks, and people that are not usually following us found out about us, and they came with all these I don't know, remarks that they are very happy that public institution is doing this, and they found out things they didn't know about, and all this. And I think we'll keep doing this, because I do believe that going into places that young people usually go to, and not expecting them to come towards us, is the way that we can reach them. And also maybe an impact on this, and on the people coming towards us. I can say an important, let's say, touch. We can say it have it. Our new program we started this year in actually in the first Easter day. We started a collaboration with a local TV program, and it's like a short film. It's a minute and a half of film that presents each day a monument or some kind of tradition and all this, and it goes every day from Monday to Friday, 3 times a day. You know, so also on this, we give them the photos and the text for this short movies, and they are producing it, and then it goes on air. So also this program had a very important impact on people that are not usually attracted, and they are not working in a heritage field, and they are not necessarily interested of culture. So also here we had phone calls from all over the country with congratulations for this opening towards all kind of categories.
Yes. It's fantastic, because Ms. Zaharia, this sounds like cultural democracy dissemination, and this I would love to be my next question about how do you receive the response from local communities? I mean, from the simple people, on your effort. How much do you think is for these people in Transylvania, in agricultural regions, with such important history, to understand this kind of plan, to welcome foreigners from all around the world, tourists, students, international students that visit Romania? how do you prioritize this cooperation with the local communities all around and the civil citizens of Romania?
Well, these kind of collaboration are very important, and we are trying to be near practically all NGOs that are requesting our partnership. Well, I think also everywhere is this way. In my opinion, in the NGOs, most important role is to be near the state institutions and to be able to do things that we cannot do, as well as we can do what they cannot do. So it should be a very strong partnership between public institutions and NGOs and communities and civil society. Not always is like this. So some NGOs understood their role as, I don't know, being based only on criticism, which can be, of course, because I think critics are constructive as long as they are made after researching and after knowing about the situation, whatever this will be. So we do have partnership with NGOs. I think dialogue is the most important. And we do have some important NGOs which are succeeding in some wonderful examples of restoring, of valuing our heritage and our traditions. But what we have to do is to be able to find algorithm that will go all over the country, because we have singular examples of very, very, very important activation, if you want, a very very good and very well designed projects, and but it's not enough. It's something, but it's not enough. So that's why I'm saying that the most important role of these NGOs, of the community, is to be side by side with us. I know that not always the public institutions are that open to dialogue and to constructive views as we are trying to be, but still, this open dialogue with community representative, with NGOs, with local authorities that sometimes are struggling with problems that we cannot even imagine, is the key to be able to find out what we need in order to succeed in a national level. Transylvania is a wonderful example, but they are very well organized. There are communities which understood the power of heritage and the role of heritage and the potential of heritage, and they are gathering around their heritage. But we have other areas in the country which are not that fortunate to have understood this potential of heritage, and there we have to be present near them to make them understand, to help them, to find the ways to do things in order to be able to win from heritage, because it's a huge economical potential in heritage. And I think communities are very important. I think people are very important. But it is our mission to make them understand and to guide them through this educational project into cultural field and heritage field and tradition and all kind of crafts and all this.
Yeah, it's it's what I'm really thinking, because what you notice and highlighted about education and the economical factor, I think that at the moment is something that everybody in the European peripheries should focus about, because it could be, a kind of source of their autonomy, their independence, of their, self-sufficiency, if they understand that this kind of, let's say, cultural economy would be a new kind of sustainability for them. So it's very important institutes like yours to understand, to have this conception. And of course, the difficult part is how to communicate this thing to all the areas and regions of the country. We have the same problems in Greece, and I know even in Italy that they have a great tradition about that. They have the same problems in order to balance this between education and a new kind of economic approach from the communities through the history, through the heritage, etc. How important is the assistance of the Romanian universities on this effort?
The assistant of the authorities. Well,
and universities too, Romanian universities.
Universities.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we are a kind of the authorities. The universities are involved in this process, and but I think we have to be honest and say that the young generation are facing a lot of changes. It's a transition period for them. I mean, all this digital era, which is, I think, very positive and also very negative of individual level, because young people, I mean, they find themselves in a situation when, for example, if we talk about university students, if they have to do, I don't know, they have to do a project for an exam or for something. It is that easy for them to find everything with I don't know, Google and all the other, and now with ChatGPT, and now with all these helpful things. But I think they are apparently helpful, as because it's that easy, and because you do not need to force your mind to find. Um, I don't know, the connections between all the subjects you deal with in your paper. So I think it's good in terms of research, but for young people, I don't know if that it is that good, because they do not find the necessity of remembering, of learning, because they have everything outside at a click distance. So it's that easy that the effort in their brain, it's not that easy. So they are passing from one kind of intelligence to a different one, because it's for the first time in history the IQ level, it's now going down, not up, to the young generation, in comparison with the older one. But I think it's true that they are going from one kind of intelligence that we are measuring with this IQ test to another kind of intelligence. So I think we have to change the way we are testing them. But however, the individual substance, it's diluted, because they do not have the need of having everything in their heads. So university are, I think they are also struggling with this, because we have teachers from the other generation and this generation. It's a mix. It's a mix between methods and between classic and the modern, and so it's difficult because it's all changing. But universities are a very, very important partner of ours, and as much as they understand to open themselves and to change the way they are their methods. It will be sooner better than the sooner the better, but not only in universities. We are talking here about all levels of education, because I think it's important to have cultural activations and heritage I don't know, a little bit of heritage education in the small classes, if you want, because they need to go on from child to adult with consuming culture and with heritage around them. They have to be able to see things on the street. So education is very important. Universities are trying to make their programs, as well to be well received by the young people. But it's important to have human resources, teachers with well methods and with charisma, if you want, because it's very important for a teacher to be charismatic for their children, for their students, or for so. And it's very difficult, if you ask me, in Romania to have an educational reform while you are facing a fiscal reform. If you ask me, it's quite impossible to do that, because when you have a fiscal reform, everything in terms of quality usually goes down, not up. So you cannot improve things when you cut budgets.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do that. So I think we'll have to just manage through this fiscal reform and to keep a balance also here. And then when this is gone over, to come, maybe it's a very good period to research and to do all kind of simulation, if you want, which is the better way to improve educational field. But to actually do changes now, I think it's impossible.
A fantastic answer. I would like to finish this discussion with one question about the European context. And I want to share, which do you think is the main weakness in order to confront, I mean, the main weakness that we have to confront in Europe in order to design a common policy in the European level about the heritage, a policy that would be equal, that would be sustainable, and at the same time would bring a new kind of, let's say, leaders on the European heritage. Because we used to speak about the good things and how everything, and all the efforts that, of course, the European Union is trying to do with the funding, etc. But I think that we need to start with the weaknesses, what we have to overcome. And I really love to hear your opinion about that.
Well, I'm glad that we are able to talk about the good things first, because usually everybody starts with crying about all the things are going wrong. And I think we have to be positive in order to go further. Of course, there are a lot of problems, and financing is not the only one. We have problems with the legal frame. We have problem with the specialists and experts. We have problem with the companies that are executing works in a restoration field, and we have a long list of problems that we can talk about. But I prefer to talk about solutions, policies at European level. I think it's important to have a blueprint on heritage and to have a well done analysis at European level about how things are going on in each country of the European Union. And maybe in order to find a European policy level which to be functional in all the countries, That's the point to start from, to have this very responsible and very I don't know, accurate analysis on how things are going on now. And I think there are some European projects which started to do that on different aspects of heritage, and I know based in heritage, but at cultural, talking about cultural in general, it's difficult but not impossible. But I think the most important step is this one. We are all functioning on different legal frames, which makes quite impossible to find, or not impossible, but very difficult to find the common ground, if you want. And for that, I think analyzing it's very important. And I do believe it's possible to have some action plan which can be feasible for all the countries, and then each of us to come with the specific things for I don't know, for at national level. But of course, there are countries like Greece, for example, and like Italy, and like, I don't know, France and Great Britain, which are very, very involved in heritage field from many, many years ago, and which are steps forward and the steps ahead of us. And maybe it will be an idea to go on different groups, if you want, and to find the common points, and then to go further. But for example, Romania in 2010 or 2011 implemented an European level recommendation regarding the accreditation of companies which are allowed to work on monuments. And we gave up to this accreditation. We said we do not need this kind of accreditation. So now practically any kind of company can come to our tenders. So can submit a bid to our tenders. So that's a problem when we talk about quality, when we talk about quality principles. And it's very hard to implement a project when the very own, which the very one who must do the works doesn't know how to do it. So this is something that I think it should be a very important point at European level. We cannot allow all kind of companies to work on monuments, because I, as an authority, if I want to have a tender book and to put there, for example, the experience of the company in monuments, well, the European legislation tells me you cannot do that because it's restrictive for the market. So I have to let them do all things in this way. And we are struggling now to go back and have this accreditation from the Ministry of Culture for these companies. I do believe you have it in Greece. So and for sure in other, there are mechanisms which are and I don't think it's about concurrential. I mean, it's not about restrictive principles. It's about quality, and we have to be concerned more about quality, because that's a real problem.
It's true. It's true. What to say? First of all, Zaharia, I would like to thank you for your time, for your multidimensional responses, and your unique combination of realism and vision. I think that we need this kind of combination. And of course, I'm sure that we'll have the opportunity in the field for synergies and the time to cooperate and discuss more about our common passion for the heritage. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. Thank you.